Good. My name is Phil Perry. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for the City of Jacksonville, and just want to say welcome and thank you all for being here for this exciting next step for our city. As many of you know in the room here, for many years, Jacksonville has been ranked among the most dangerous U.S. cities for pedestrians. We've been top 10 for a few years, and while we went outside the top 10, I think number 15 for this year, we're still among one of the cities in the country that have the most pedestrian fatalities, and so we've got to change that. Between 2018 and 2023, there are nearly 200,000 crashes with 921 fatalities and 2,770 serious injuries. That's more than 3,600 of our citizens who have been hurt or even lost their life due to traffic fatalities. And many of them are including pedestrians, cyclists, and motorcyclists. So I think we can all agree here that those facts are completely unacceptable, and we're here today to do something about it. So since day one, Mayor Deegan has directed us to solve problems. If we see a challenge, we tackle it head on. If we see our citizens being hurt, we bring everyone together to make sure it doesn't happen again. And that's what service and leadership call on us to do. And that's what today is also about. Solution-oriented policy making that betters the lives of every person who calls Jacksonville home. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Mayor Donna Deegan to tell us more about the Vision Zero Action Plan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is really an exciting day. We're proudly unveiling Jacksonville's first ever Vision Zero plan, and it's a comprehensive strategy that's designed to eliminate all traffic fatalities and cut serious injuries in half by 2035. We're joining over 2,000 communities nationwide that have similar plans, and we are aligning our efforts with the Florida Department of Transportation. Their Target Zero goal declares that the only acceptable number of traffic deaths is zero, and of course we agree with that. Imagine a Jacksonville where our children bike to school safely, our senior citizens cross the streets with ease, and our families walk to parks together using low-stress, connected, and most importantly, safe roads, bike lanes, and sidewalks. That's the city we are building with Vision Zero. I think I speak for all of us when I say that no one should fear walking to school or biking to work or driving to see family. Vision Zero promises a safer Jacksonville for every person in every neighborhood, no matter how they travel. Behind every crash is a story, a parent, a child, a neighbor lost. In May, I know you'll remember that we mourned Mitchell Patch, a beloved math coach at Bayview Elementary, and his one-year-old son, Everett, who were tragically killed while crossing Bay Meadows Road. That's been a problem spot for us. I want to commend Councilman Joe Carlucci for taking swift action to find a solution for this dangerous intersection. Yesterday, he announced that FDOT completed their study, and they recommended and are designing a specialized crosswalk and refuge island. They're designing it, they're estimating costs, and we're going to get this project done as quickly as possible. The loss of Mitchell and Everett, like so many others in Jacksonville, reminds us these tragedies are indeed preventable. Today, we declare no more. Our Vision Zero action plan targets high crash corridors, aiming to reduce speeds, improve lighting and crossings, and implement traffic calming measures. It includes expanded school safety programs, a public dashboard to track progress, and partnerships with FDOT, law enforcement, and other key agencies that are going to help us keep people safe. You're already seeing this plan come to life. On Monday, I know a lot of you were there when we completed the Park Street Road Diet, which incorporates several of these elements to improve pedestrian safety. The plan is built on 5 pillars to ensure a comprehensive approach to safety, engineering, education, enforcement, evaluation, and engagement. Matt Fall from the city's he's our bicycle and pedestrian coordinator, will go into more detail on this plan shortly. The Vision Zero action plan will work to ensure that every Jacksonville resident gets home safely, no matter what form of transportation they decide to use. So I want to thank every resident, every advocate and partner who made this plan possible. We've known it was necessary for a long time to do something more about this. I want to thank the Vision Zero Task Force, the stakeholders, the community members across the city, and all the agencies that partnered for this great cause. And thank you also to the U.S. Department of Transportation for awarding Jacksonville the Safe Streets and Roads for All grant that made this Vision Zero plan possible. I'm grateful to each and every one of you and to all who will continue to work together to make this plan a success, our Vision Zero a reality. And with that, let me bring up Matt and have him tell you more about the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to begin by thanking our Mayor Deegan for being here today and for this administration's commitment to roadway safety in Jacksonville. Without the support of the Deegan administration, this plan would not have been possible, so thank you. I also want to echo Mayor Deegan's appreciation of the United States Department of Transportation for awarding Jacksonville $350,000 to develop this plan and an additional $1.27 million to implement a series of quick build safety demonstration projects across the city. These quick build projects will bring high impact, proven roadway safety designs to our residents in the near term without a long wait or financial commitment required for permanent infrastructure. Demonstration projects are a critical first step in showcasing what safer streets can look like in Jacksonville. Today marks a historic step towards forward towards future where we can truly say that Jacksonville is working towards zero traffic fatalities. Our Vision Zero action plan was created out of necessity. Jacksonville currently ranks as the 15th most dangerous city in the nation for pedestrians and 3rd most dangerous for cyclists. Those rankings are not just numbers, they reflect lives lost on our streets and the urgency with which we must act. I want to extend a special thank you to our hardworking public works and planning departments who work every day behind the scenes, sometimes thanklessly, to improve our roadway network for all users. These departments are now challenged with carrying out the plan's recommendations and translating these actionable items into real-world improvements. At one of our early task force meetings, Beth Osborne from Smart Growth America told us, a Vision Zero plan is nothing if not implemented. And she was right. So today's launch is, it's just the beginning. You know, we can celebrate today, but today is actually when the real work begins. And as the saying goes, many hands make light work. Creating a safer roadway system will require shared responsibility and collaboration across all agencies, sectors, and neighborhoods. Many in our community have already stepped up to help lead this effort. The Vision Zero Task Force served as the plan's steering committee and was comprised of 52 volunteers who brought their time, their expertise, and energy all to the table. This group included healthcare professionals, advocates, community leaders, engineers, planners, law enforcement, agency representatives, too many to name individually, but all of them instrumental. In fact, interest in participating was so high that we created an additional stakeholder group to ensure everyone who wanted to contribute had a voice. To every task force member and stakeholder who participated in the charrettes, completed surveys, reviewed drafts, offered meaningful feedback, I just want to say thank you to all of you. Our approach to the plan was rooted in data. We analyzed crash data from 2018 to 2023 to identify where the most severe and deadly incidents were occurring. This allowed us to take a focused, data-driven approach, ensuring that limited resources are directed to the locations where safety improvements will have the greatest impact. So doing those projects that give us the best bang for our buck. We found that just 17% of all local roadway segments accounted for 85% of all fatal crashes on segments. Similarly, 17% of all intersections that we identified captured 86% of intersection fatalities. So these findings helped us identify Jackson's high injury network. These are corridors and intersections where we must act first. It's a clear reminder that by targeting the highest risk areas, we can save lives more efficiently and effectively. To support transparency and accountability involved with the plan, we've launched 2 Vision Zero dashboards, one to track crash trends and another to highlight safety projects across the city over the years to come. These tools will help the public and city leaders monitor our progress and guide future investments as we work toward our shared goal of eliminating all traffic deaths and reducing serious injuries. I'm also pleased to share that the final Vision Zero action plan, along with the performance dashboards, the interactive crash map, the list of proposed quick build demonstration projects, the 5-year safety project list, And both the local and state high injury network maps are all available. They're all live now on our Vision Zero Action Plan page. Yeah, thank you. Thanks to our public affairs people for getting those up so quickly. I don't have a visual to show you, but if you go to jacksonville.gov/pedbike, that's PEDBIKE, you'll find everything that I just described. You'll find the final plan, 2 interactive dashboards, an interactive crash map, our high injury networks, and all of our demonstration projects. All of these tools are designed to be accessible, transparent, and useful, not only for transportation professionals, but for any resident who wants to understand the work we're doing and where we're heading. Mayor Deegan's administration often speaks of a new day in Jacksonville, and I feel like this plan reflects that spirit. It's a new era for transportation safety in our city, one where traffic deaths are no longer treated as inevitable, but preventable. One where life matters. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna sign this. I think you've already signed it.
Yes, please. We reserved a space for you.
And while Mayor's signed, I'm going to... While Mayor Deegan signed, I'm going to want to recognize Councilman Peluso here with us. He's been a strong advocate for this work. And Councilman, why don't you come up and sign after the mayor? Sure. Sign our Vision Zero pledge here. The Park Street Road Diet project that the mayor mentioned earlier, Councilman Peluso was obviously a big reason that happened, and among many other projects in the city. So we thank him for that. All right, we'll take some questions. Let's keep it on topic for this project, but we'll make Mayor Deegan available for a few others if you have other topics you want to cover after that.
Mayor, I just want to know, as you're driving around town, all these different things, engagements that you go to, are there any areas where you're like, gosh, if we don't do something about this, someone's going to get hurt or die someday?
Yeah. I couldn't name them all right now, but I feel that way all the time. And I think that's why you heard Matt talk about the importance of making sure that we're actually analyzing the data to see which ones of these areas, I'm sure they're the same ones, are the ones that are the likelihood of having most of these incidents. So it's really important that we get that information before we go in and try to solve everything. But I really do believe that this is a great first step in making those areas safe. It requires so much partnership, and I appreciate everybody that's joined in on this. It's going to take all of us to make this safe. We have a huge city. But as you heard, there's only a handful of places that really seem to be the biggest problem areas. So I think what you just heard us talk about, what happened the other day, has been a problem area. But I think that we've got a great plan, and I'm looking forward to implementing it.
Mayor, how does this plan differ from previous efforts to address traffic safety in the city?
Well, I think, first of all, it always helps to have funding. So it was great to have the opportunity to have over $1 million that we could spend to not only establish this program, but then to start to implement it. That's a big deal. And so I think that that's a difference. I think the coordinated effort is a difference. It's one thing for us to put things down on paper here or to have, the police doing their piece and FDOT doing their piece. This is a coordinated plan. And I think you're most successful when everybody's working together.
I was just curious if the city worked at all with the city of Hoboken. I know that they always brag about 8 years without a traffic death there, and they've made some national headlines. I was just curious if there was any
Matt, do you know?
Yeah, Hoboken always comes up. The one thing that Hoboken has in their advantage is they're a small city. We're the largest city in the contiguous United States. So they also don't have to deal with as many, we have so many state routes that run through our city that are high speed, maybe even limited access. So people aren't walking or biking on those. And, they still do sometimes and accidents can occur. So we're a different city from Hoboken, but I think we have the same goal. And I think that it really is feasible that we can get there just like Hoboken did. So.
Matt, I wanted to ask you as well, with a lot of new cars coming out, new technology, will that be a factor in this, cars being able to help control some of these crashes?
That's a good point. So you'll see overall the nationwide trend is that you have fatalities coming down for a lot of traffic crashes, right? Because cars are getting safer. We have airbags and all these like control sensors and things like that. But this plan understands that the roadway's most vulnerable users are the ones who aren't in 2 tons of steel, you know, people that are walking and biking. And that percentage of fatalities nationwide is going up. So you have more bikes and peds that are dying on our roads while the cars are getting safer because, you know, we can't wear a suit of armor out there. We're just pretty vulnerable.
I know you mentioned it was like 17% of all roadways and intersections really. Can you name a few that you guys are looking at right at the top here?
Yeah, well, I think if you go to the website, so we have it all mapped out. We have the whole high injury network mapped out. And we took an interesting approach to it where we separated our local high injury network from the state's high injury network. That way we can just hand over to FDOT. We can say, hey, these are all the routes that you guys need to fix that you have authority over. Here's all the routes that the city can fix that we have authority over. So if we partner together, we can make a safer Jacksonville.